Hi boys and girls, this is our Language Arts e-learning lesson for Wednesday, April the 15th. We're going to begin with grammar. Today we're going to take a look at regular and irregular verbs. Let's look at page 118 in your textbook. So it begins by saying that you have learned that for most verbs you form the past by adding ed to the verb. Verbs that follow this rule are called regular verbs. So you know when we were working on past tense and making the past tense of verbs, you most often would just simply add ed. When you add ed to these are verbs that are called regular verbs because they follow that regular pattern of adding ed, even if it meant changing y to I and adding ed. And if you look at the examples, you see that here you have plant becomes planted, dare becomes dared, cry, cried. So each of those are considered regular verbs because ultimately you're adding an ed to create the past tense. As I said, even though with cried you're changing that y to an I, adding ed. And even though dare ended with an e and basically you're just adding an d, they all end in ed, making these regular verbs. Okay, these are past tense regular verbs. Now, it continues with, for some verbs, you do not form the past by adding ed. Irregular verbs have special forms to show the past. You know that anything that is irregular means it's not regular. So it doesn't follow the usual pattern of adding ed. These are verbs that have special forms. And if you remember the first time that we did this, that you just simply need to learn what those past tense forms are. So let's take a look. Examples that were given here is we have bring, brought, and then when we're using a helping verb, it's either going to be has, have, or had brought. Now in this case, bring becomes brought in the past, and it's brought even when we're using a helping verb. Okay? Sometimes it will be the same, sometimes it will not. Let's continue. Come becomes came in the past, but remember when using a helping verb, it's has, have, had, come. Okay? Next verb is go. Okay? Go in the past tense, it's went, and with the helping verb, has, have, or had, gone. So it's go, went, gone. Next one is make becomes made in the past tense, and then when you're using a helping verb, has, have, or had, made. So in this case, like with brought, it stays the same. With come and go, the past tense and past with helping verb is different. Next we have run. Run becomes run, ran, but with the helping verb, has, have, or had, run. Next we have say. Say becomes said, and then it stays said even with the helping verb, has, have, or had, said. Next is take. Take becomes took, and then with the helping verb, has, have, or had, taken. Then we have think. Think becomes thought, and then it stays thought with the helping verb, has, have, or had, thought. Write becomes wrote in the past tense, but then with the helping verb, has, have, or had, written. Okay, so unlike the regular verbs where you know what the pattern is, you know if it already ends in an E, just add a D, you know if it ends with a Y, check the letter before it. When it is a consonant letter, you change that Y to an I and you add a D. When the letter before the Y is a vowel, you would just add the AD. With the irregular verbs, okay, with irregular verbs, you know that you just have to remember what the past is and what the past with the helping verb is. Okay, sometimes you'll see some type of pattern, other times not. So you just really need to be familiar with how to make these verbs past tense. Okay, let's take a look over at page 119, just to take a look at a few examples over here. The sentences, writing the correct past form of the verb in parentheses. So the first one, I blank about a good topic. Okay, the word in parentheses, the verb in parentheses is think, and you have to use the correct form of it. Okay, there is no helping verb, so the past is thought. I thought about a good topic. Now, number 13, I blank to the library for books about bears. The verb in parentheses is go. Okay, what form of go do you use here in number 13? There is no helping verb. Correct, it would be went. I went to the library for books about bears. Remember, with go, it's go, went, gone. Go, went, has, have, or had, gone. There's no helping verb here, so it's I went to the library. Number 14, I had blank a list of the books. Okay, you're using a form of make. The past of make is made. Okay, with make, it's made in the past, made with a helping verb. Here you have a helping verb. I had made a list of the books. Number 15, I blank my report in 2 hours. The verb in parentheses is write. Remember that with write, our forms are write. In the past is wrote, and with the helping verb, has, have, or had written. Number 15, there is no helping verb, so it's I wrote my report in 2 hours. Number 16, I blank the report to school yesterday. Verb in parentheses is take. With the verb take, it's take, past is took, and then has, have, or had taken. But in number 16, no helping verb, so I took the report to school. Number 17, she blanked that my report was great. Say is the verb in parentheses, and with say, the past is said, and it's has, have, or had said also. So your answer here is she said that my report was great. So remember that when working with verbs in the past tense, these irregular verbs, you need to remember that they are often different from what is it, the past tense, to what is used with the helping verb. And with these, you just need to know them. Remember, there's not often that pattern to follow, so you just need to know past tense and the past with the helping verb. Remember to refer back to this chart also when you need to. Now, what you're going to be working on your own is going to be Workbook page 59. Now, Workbook page 59, up at the top it says, Nina Newsworthy is interviewing 2 candidates for class president. Help Nina finish her interview. Complete each candidate's answers. Use a past form of a verb from the box in each of your answers. So these are the verbs that you're going to be choosing from. Run, bring, come, go, make, say, take, think, and write. These verbs here are currently written in the present form. You need to use a past form for these verbs. You're using past form to complete these answers. Let's take a look. So we have Nina Newsworthy. So Nina has something that she says, and then there are 2 candidates, and each of those have an opportunity to respond to her question. So her first question, what schools have you attended in the past? So candidate 1 starts out with, I have blank. So they're using a helping verb there with your main verb, but candidate 2 just starts out with I blank. So basically, if they do not give you a helping verb, you do not use a verb with a helping verb. When they give you a helping verb, you're going to use a form of the verb with that. So I have what? Talking about schools that you have attended in the past. So we have to use one of the verbs from the top. So I have, if I'm talking about a school that I went to in the past, I might say I have, and what? I have, I have run, I have brought. No. Where have you, where have you attended school in the past? I have gone to, and then a name of a school. And again, you can make up the names of the schools and all that. That's fine. And number two, there's no helping verb, so you would have to use I went. Remember that forms of go, went, and gone. So I have gone, I went. Okay, so again, where there's a helping verb, then you must use the verb form that goes with the helping verb. If there is no helping verb, then you use there's the past form of the verb. And remember though, each verb that you're using is going to be different. So down the next one, have you ever run for a class office before? Okay, you have the two candidates each just starting out with I. There is no helping verb, but you want to use a different verb for their responses. Okay? All right, so you're just going to complete, they're not really numbered, but you're just going to complete the section on Nina and the candidates, answering each of those questions by using the correct form of the verbs in the box up here. You're only choosing from these boxes. Okay? All right, so just that's so basically you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you have 5 questions to respond to, 2 answers for each. Okay, that's workbook page 59. Also today, spelling city, you have Speedy Speller to work on. Today is the Wordly Wise test for lesson 11. Please make sure you use the link to Quizlet for that, and you'll find that in your Gmail. And then don't forget, for fever, it is chapter 15. I think they're just the two last questions. It's 2 or 3 questions on the end of the sheet for up to chapter 15. Okay. And also, don't forget that you should be reading your AR book as well. I know some of you have been taking tests, have already taken a couple of tests. That's great. Keep up the good work. Keep reading and take those AR tests. Also, you know that if you have any questions, you know where to find me so I can help you out. Okay? Have a good day. Talk to you later.